All right, welcome everybody. This is the home stretch of our Project Silver training that we have been enjoying over the last few months, actually. I'm going to be filling in for Lindsay Gramont tonight. She is away on Diamond Retreat in Maui, Hawaii, which is incredible. I love how Young Living continuously rewards its leaders. At every rank, as you probably know, there are different retreats, and once you reach the rank of Diamond, you're actually treated to an all expenses paid retreat every single year. It's not just a one-time thing. So that is amazing. But you know what? Nobody reaches those upper levels of ranks without starting at the beginning. Everybody starts with 0 OGV. Everybody starts with a day one. And that's kind of what we're here to talk about tonight, is those very beginning ranks and how we can help our team members to rank up to star. Tonight I have Cynthia, who is one of my team leaders down in Mexico, joining us, and she is going to be sharing some of her wisdom. She's going to be translating into Spanish at the end of this call, because these Golden Nugget calls are used for people around the world, and we have a lot of team members down in Mexico, a lot of Spanish-speaking team members. So we do want to make that concession for them, make sure that they're able to understand and hear everything. And then if we have any questions at the end, I'd be happy to field some of those. If you're a Spanish speaker, then Cynthia can translate, and we will just kind of round table it at the end if anybody has questions. So the very first rank with Young Living is Star. That is where you're going to be aiming towards when you first get started with Young Living. And basically what that means is that you have an organizational group volume of 500 or an OGV of 500. And that normally translates into about a $500 purchase. So that can include your own purchase for the month and the purchase of anybody under you that you have enrolled. You're going to be focused mainly on people that you've personally enrolled. When you're at that first level, you don't need to be structuring deep. You don't need to put, your mom and then your sister and then your brother and then your uncle and your cousin all in one straight line. You can start putting people all in your first level if you'd like. But basically, you're going to be sharing the products that you have experienced. When you're first brand new, you don't have to feel like you have to be an expert. I know when I first got started, I was not teaching any kind of classes. I was not coming out with a starter kit and trying to explain all of the scientific research and the constituents and all of the detailed information about each product, because I had no clue. I did not know all of that stuff when I was getting started, but I was excited to share what I did know. And I was having successes with the few products I was having those experiences with, one of which was Valor Oil. We had a bunch of kids over at my house, a barbecue. The kids were playing in the playhouse, and one of the kids dropped a rock on my daughter's head. She was about 3 years old at the time, and she got a rock on her head. And the first thing I did when she came in crying was, I just got these oils. I think there was an oil that was in there for bumps and bruises. Let me look it up real quick. I jumped online. I researched it. I put the Valor oil on her head, and the goose egg went down so quickly. Now, I wasn't teaching a class. I didn't know much about this oil, but I used it. And every other mom that was at my house that day was like, wait a second, what'd you do? I've never seen a goose egg respond like that before. Where'd you get that from? So of course I told them where I got it from. Then I used some peppermint later on another one of my kids who had a bellyache. And then in this same day, one of my kids got stung by a bee. And I was like, I think there's an oil in my kit for that. Oh, let me get purification oil. And now over the course of maybe 2 or 3 hours of having people in my home, they at least saw me use those 3 oils. They might not have known I put lemon oil in the lemonade. They might not have known, what was in my diffuser, but they saw me in action using the Valor and the peppermint and the purification oil. And their curiosity was piqued, and I was able to share with them, I got these oils from Young Living. They've been really great. I'm really enjoying learning about them. And because they had seen them in action, they also wanted to know where they could get them. I was so new that I didn't even realize that I had a member number I could share. I actually went into a Facebook group and said, I have a friend of mine who wants to get some oils. How do I help her do that? And Young Living has made it so much more simple. Even at this point, I've been with Young Living for 8 years now. We have referral links that you can use right there in the virtual office. If you click on the menu that says, I think it says My Account and then Share YL, you actually have your own shareable link that people can just click on. And when they make their purchases, they are automatically enrolled under you. So you'll notice in your downline viewer that you will have those people listed under you. You'll earn commissions on them, which is a whole nother topic of learning how to earn those commissions and strategies. But the basic way that you're going to begin to grow your business, or you're going to teach people on your team to grow their business, is to share those everyday experiences. Take the guesswork or the formality out of it. They do not have to teach a class right out of the gate. They don't have to start sending text message series and understand Project Broadcast and know where to get graphics. Just simply being genuine and authentic and willing to share, because people all around us need the oils as much as we do. And you've probably heard it before in other calls or trainings or in Facebook groups. Can you even imagine what your life would be like if you woke up tomorrow and every single Young Living product you own had disappeared from your life? It just doesn't exist anymore. None of the skincare, none of the oils, none of the nutritional products, none of the supplements, just absolutely gone. What a void that would leave in your life, right? Haven't you come to depend on so many things? Like, I can't imagine jumping on a Zoom call without Valor oil. I can't imagine going grocery shopping with my kids without Stress Away oil. Like, it's just become part of my lifestyle, right, Alice? And I don't even want to think about what it would be like, right? But yet, the majority of your friends, that's their everyday existence, because they don't know about these products yet. They have this void that they don't even know is there. And they're likely filling it with other products. They're cleaning their house with something, right? And they are taking something to help with their stomach, and they're putting something on their bumps and bruises. But what is it? And what are they might be having side effects from? Like, you just think about Thieves Cleaner alone and the number of toxic products that it replaces in a household. If you can come in and fill that need for a non-toxic plant-based solution that works, that is so dirt cheap. I mean, when you look at how much it is, after you have diluted and made 30 bottles out of one bottle of Thieves Cleaner, it meets the need of being on a tight budget, which with inflation and everything that's happening in the world with economics and stuff like that, who is not trying to save a buck right now, right? It's cost effective. And so looking at the needs of the people around you and being willing to put yourself out there and say, hey, this is what I've tried when I had that need, or, whatever it is that you have to offer that you've experienced with, that's how you get started with sharing. And that's how most stars are built. I don't know a whole lot of stars that have gone the formal route. I know a whole lot of star achievers that it was by accident. They were just doing what comes naturally. And I think it's only when we begin getting real formal and overthinking it, or maybe we're looking for too many systems and we begin to complicate things, that you can kind of take the joy out of building a business. And I've been doing this 8 years. So I've gone through a lot of ups and downs and changes, but my passion for the products and my dependency on the products has not changed. I reach for these oils every single day. We use them from morning till night. I think if I did like Instagram stories of the day in my life, people would probably be overwhelmed at the number of products I use. And I don't think about it. It's just part of my routine. But it all started with just an experience with one oil. And as you begin to help people see that their story matters, that their experience can help somebody, that what they have to say is not insignificant, it's not pushy, it's not salesy, it's actually valuable, people begin to grasp that, and they begin to build their confidence to share with other people. Maybe it's their closest friend or their mom. That's who I got started with. Who I helped to get started at the beginning was the closest people to me, because I couldn't help but just share what I was experiencing. So my mom enrolled, my best friends enrolled, and they naturally, without even me telling them, oh, now you have to go share with your friends, they just began to share with their friends. But when we have business builders or brand partners, as Young Living has renamed us, I love that term, actually. Brand partner sounds kind of sophisticated. So as we have brand partners that are looking for ways to grow, helping them to help their team members become stars is always a great foundation. The more stars you can build, the better, because that's like the kindling in a fire. If you're trying to build a big bonfire and something that is just a huge, inferno, you don't start by throwing huge logs on it and putting a match under it and hoping that it catches. You start to build small. You've got kindling, you've got twigs, you've got little bits of paper or maybe leaves. And those things are what forms the foundation before the spark catches and it really takes the whole thing up in flames. So if we're wanting to build a big booming organization, it's not just going to be one person. It's not going to be some superstar enroller that just does the whole thing on their own. I have seen some crazy cases where maybe you've got a social media influencer who kind of, enrolls a ton of people and places them everywhere, but the majority of time they actually fizzle out. That's not sustainable. It's when you teach your team members and your business partners, your brand partners, how to keep digging deep and feeding those smaller ranks and building from the bottom up, that you're building for sustainability and for long-term growth. And I think that's what we're all here for. I don't think anybody wants to just be a flash in the pan or just a spark that comes out, makes a big show and then fizzles out. We want to build an income that's going to continue to grow, continue to influence people's lives for years to come. And that's where I have seen the most success in my own organization. And as I look around to my crossline friends and to my upline leaders, those that have been consistent at helping those that are just getting started. And so that's my encouragement for you tonight, is to just work with those people that you've just enrolled. Maybe they are simply product users, which, like I said, that's where the majority of people come from. They don't come into Young Living saying, hey, I want to build a business. They come in saying, I need this need met. What can Young Living offer me? And as you see them begin to share with one person, share with a second person, stay in contact with them, make every effort you can to really foster that relationship, to answer their questions, to make yourself available. One of the worst things that we can do is take the time and make the initiative to welcome somebody into Young Living and then just drop them and ghost them and figure that they'll figure it out and, kind of shrink back thinking, oh, I don't want them to think that I am being pushy or salesy or just after their money. Like, they didn't come after you as a charity case. They weren't, pursuing you because they wanted to just give you money. They were pursuing you because you had something that they wanted, which was the products. And so they want your availability. They want your support. They want your help. And it really does them and us a disservice to step back and kind of retreat. It's a good time when you've enrolled somebody and you've gotten them started to begin the relationship on the right foot, saying, hey, I'm here for you. Would it be all right with you if I check in every couple of weeks as you're first getting started? I just, if you have any questions, great. If you don't, that's wonderful too, but make yourself available. And then as you do that, without saying a word, you've trained them to do the same thing for the people that they enroll. You've trained them to answer questions. You've trained them to hopefully find answers in resources. So one of the things I do not like to do is become a walking encyclopedia for people. I don't like to answer picture questions about, I don't want people sending me their pictures of their rash or pictures of this saying, what's going on with my scalp, or look at this cut that I got. Like, I'm not your doctor. I'm not going to answer those kind of questions, but I am going to hopefully be able to equip you and show you where you can find those answers, resource books, websites, apps, all of that kind of thing. So that's my tip for you tonight. It's short and sweet, but I think keeping it simple is the best way to go. The name of my team, in fact, is called Pretty Simple Essentials. I just want to keep it pretty simple so it doesn't seem like it's overcomplicated or unattainable. And it's the essentials. The essential thing with sharing this business is to share the products, why you love it, how they've impacted your life, and how they can fill a need for somebody else. Allison, what's my go-to website? I am absolutely obsessed with the Life Steps app. It's not so much a website as it is an app on my phone. I use it consistently for graphics. I use it for sharing information. There's a great way to share a link, like even if you're doing Insta stories, which I do all the time. I'm on my Instagram stories, every day. That's my main mode of sharing. I love that I can embed a link there with information. You can take a product or a screenshot and post it there. So I share that on a daily basis. For websites, the Young Living website has gotten so much better with educational stuff. I will share links directly within the Young Living website as often as I can, especially now that we can do deep links, which is where, say you wanted to share thieves cleaner with somebody. In fact, here in Project Silver, a few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, I actually did a video lesson on how to share deep links. And that's basically where you're able to send a link to a specific product, say thieves cleaner, to your friend, but it has your member number embedded in that link. So when your friend clicks on that, if they make a purchase, whenever they make a purchase, that's actually going to be attributed to you. So you're not just sending them to the website at random, and then they have to go through the enrollment process and may or may not be linked to you. But it will actually keep them connected to you. So I will use the deep links a lot. And of course, the essential oils desk reference from Life and Science Publishing. That is my go-to. I have the printed copies. I definitely recommend that everybody who's serious about essential oil usage have a copy of that. There you go, Diana. That's the one. Yep, that's a great one. So keep that for sure. Alice, oh, you've got yours handy too. Awesome. I do not have the newest one that they have available now, but I hear it's absolutely beautiful. I have a few of the older editions, and I refer to those very often, as well as the app, which you cannot get anymore. So I don't like to talk about it a lot, but for a very limited period, they did have an app available with the content from that book. So I will refer to that a lot. So I want to actually throw this over to Cynthia for a few minutes and see if Cynthia, do you have any insights that you can share with us about growing stars? I know you have a thriving growing team in Mexico and you flip a lot of stars. I see a lot of people ranking up there. And so I wondered if you can maybe share with us some of the successes that you've seen with that.
Thank you, Erica. Well, as you said, I think that the key or the main thing is sharing by heart. When we use, we choose, we diffuse, we love our oils, we love our products, and people know, our family and people around us notice. And something that happened to me when I began, it was that I saw my VO and I saw that I had some money, and I was like, what was that for? I didn't know. But then I learned that sharing with others, it helps them. It helps them change their lifestyle, change their, in a better and fresh and natural way of living, but also gives them an option to share to others too. Because it's something like, I always, or most of the times, I get calls. You know what? My mom wants her kit. My sister asked for borrow my diffuser, or I gave it to her, so I need another one. So I think sharing by heart is something that it's key to be able to impact other people's lives. So and yeah, the this first star rank, I think it's so easy, it's so reachable, it's so close. I mean, it's just when you share like that, and we use our oil, sometimes people come and ask me, like you said, what is this for? What can I use for, my head, or I haven't been able to sleep, or my kid has a tummy ache, pain or something. And well, trying to walk with them in the use of the oils I have at home, giving them suggestions, and giving them just, open the bottle, smell, use your intuition, and sometimes they, you get surprised by the testimonies you get. But that's what get people in love with their oils. So and what we're doing, we've been doing lately in the past probably a couple of years, is that since the first day they buy their kit, we give them, this overview of what they can do, but so they can take advantage of that very first month, so they can share. So that very first month, sometimes they enroll 2-3 people in their family, their friends. I mean, and most of the times not being intentional, but just by sharing, by using, by being the excited about what they're using and what they're seeing in their own life, in their own wellness every day. So they already made their purchase. They had their volume, and they start seeing the benefits, not only the wellness benefit, but the a little extra money, they can get with sharing about kids. So yeah, the rank of star, I don't know if you want to explain a little bit more about the rank, or but the enthusiasm is like, he would try to stay close, to talk one-to-one, and let me see. Oh, Diana, are you asking about becoming a brand partner right away? Well, in my case, I always give them, this is a chance you can do if you want to, because sometimes they want to, I'm like, you know what, I want to use them, I want to share, I want to build. So we always give them like the opportunity they can have with Young Living. Here in Mexico, we don't have to buy a business kit. Just with our 100 PV order for the month, it might be the PSK, or just enroll like new members or new brand partners that we already are called like that this time in this place also, which is great, because you can understand what you can do like a partner and have a team, and help others. And we share testimonies. This has been great with the diffuser. I've been drinking my water with this oil, or I've been sleeping with this blend, or I've been using my lavender for this or that. So it's about sharing. It's about sharing a lifestyle. So people share that, and sometimes many people use social media. Many people don't. They don't even have Facebook or Instagram or anything. But they have people around them. At the office, we have a group of teachers or preschool teachers, or we have another group of nurses that work at a hospital. They're not on social media. They can't. But all nurses, I mean, they're like, oh, my friend wants her kid. I took my diffuser to the office, to the main reception, and so everyone's like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's sharing. I mean, it's just like, they feel, they smell. I mean, even when you don't have the intention to sell or they are receiving the benefit of a nice environment, a nice aroma, a relaxing atmosphere. So that makes a very huge difference. It's just about sharing a personal experience. Everybody shares their own way. I mean, many people comes and tell me, but I don't know how to sell, but I don't know, I'm not good at that. I'm not good talking to people, or I don't know how to use Facebook, or I don't have I close it down. So it's not necessary. Everybody has their own way. Some others are very crafty and they make like, soaps and candles and blends for children, or I don't know, because they are more like trying to be, you know, in like, how do you call it in English, like bazaars, like flea markets, and doing things like crafts, like, but many people don't. So I'm like, I'm not like I don't like proud, but they can share their own way, and they have found unintentionally the way to impact other people's lives. So everybody has a way. So we try to be always be available for them, to answer questions, to help them, to guide them, to see if they need anything, to share some tools, some education, some resources they can rely on, and to work with them, you know, not too close, and leaving them some time and some space to have their own experience. But it's been great. I mean, and they have been surprised when they notice, when they realize, oh, you know, my mom was okay. Oh, I got this. Oh, I didn't have to, well, you know, I didn't have to pay my whole order. I got this money, and then I could, you know, reorder next month. So it's something like, how do you determine how they will share? I mean, they do. I mean, it's their choice. They choose. It's up to them. I mean, if they decide, I mean, they see us doing it, no? They see us, sometimes we meet at a coffee, sometimes they have you know, parents or moms gathering at the children's classes, evening classes, or, so they have their own way, their own space. So really, I mean, I would tell you, so different, random situations where you couldn't imagine, like this hospital thing. Once one of them, this nurse told me, can you come to us? We have a break at this time, like, I don't know, noon, or can you come? Of course. Can you give you, I don't know, maybe a little 10-minute talk, and share, and give them some samples, and diffuse. I wouldn't, I mean, going to a hospital, do they let you have these, you know? But sometimes they have these how do you call, when they have this time where there's no people come, but they have to be, yeah, like in guarding or something. I don't know how to say that in English, but but they have some time and space. So, and or the teachers, we even go to some small villages around the city here in Yucatan. So, or at the beach. We have been at the beach, so you would never know. I mean, or some people gather at these little places where they have kids parties, birthday parties, and everybody will take their kids, and then kids are playing in the playground, and then mommies are talking and having a coffee and sharing, you know, I'm going to buy this friend, I'm going to take these, or my nephew and my sister, and then it's something so casual, you know. It depends. I mean, not everybody is like very finding the way. It's just something that comes natural. And that's what I did at the beginning. I was not trying to find a way, but you know, as we go, as we grow, I started to know and use my oils. I started to find, you know, I'm a teacher, so I used to talk to my colleagues and the moms of my students, and trying to suggest some things and things like that. But so it's something that comes, you know, so natural. And then I was surprised the way it was, you know, starting to grow just like that. I mean, at a very own, you know, pace and rhythm. So.
And I think there's as many unique ways to share as there are unique people in the world. Everybody's going to lend their own personality, their own strengths, their own, you know, like you said, there's some people that are all into DIY. There's some people that are all into, I want to understand the science. I want to know what constituents are in each of these oils and how they affect these systems of the body. Like, and then, you know, you hear the quote, your vibe attracts your tribe. Like whatever it is that's about you, that you love to share and the way you like to do things, you're going to find that those people are also attracted to you. So This people that want all of the scientific facts and the research and all of that aren't going to find that with me, but they might find it with another member of my team. But for me, they're going to see the everyday practical stuff. They're going to see me every day talking about how simple it is, how convenient it is. And so that's one of the beauties of having a team dynamic as well. As you begin to grow your business, you have more people, more personalities. So you're not just attracting your own self, you're kind of attracting the variations of different people who are sharing with their friends, who are bringing in more different personalities. So you create a very diverse resource for people to be in community with. And the community of Young Living has been the biggest blessing for me in so many different aspects of life, not just specifically related to Young Living products, but when I have any questions about health issues or just different philosophies things that I'm interested in learning about, gardening or homesteading or whatever, there's just a wonderful community of people that have been assembled. So I love that aspect of it. But there are so many people like you, Cynthia, who kind of stumble into the business, that they get that first paycheck and they call it an accidental paycheck. That was definitely my story as well, because I had shared with the moms at my house during the barbecue and really had no clue what I was going to earn. Maybe I was going to get a product credit. I didn't know if they were going to send me like a lemon oil to say thank you. I didn't know what the thank you gift was. I didn't know this was an actual business type of thing. In the US now, things have changed just a little bit. You were asking earlier, Diana, about becoming a brand partner. Now in the US, you actually do have to take an extra step to become a brand partner. And at least for right now, this may change at some point in the future, but for right now, April 20th, 2022, you do not earn a fast start bonus if you enroll somebody and they get a business essentials kit right at the get-go. You don't get a bonus like you used to on those purchases. But if you wait a month, let's say you enrolled somebody today, it's April 20th, you enroll somebody with their initial order and you give them a couple of weeks to use their products and to, receive their products, and then maybe, have a couple of experiences. And then you say to them on May 2nd, May 3rd, sometime after the month switches over to the new month, hey, if you're ever interested on earning a commission when you're sharing with people, because I know you're loving your products and you're sharing with all these people and they're getting interested, here's how you find your link. And if you ever want to earn commissions on those people that you are introducing, let me know and I can show you how to become a business partner or a brand partner. And then they do need to purchase that kit. I think it's like $35 or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But if you wait till the month flips over, then you do earn those fast start bonuses on their purchases. It has something to do with FTC regulations, I think, and reporting for tax purposes. I don't know why the change was made. I know there was a good reason for it. But that's just one thing that we have to keep in mind here in the US, is that you don't just automatically become a brand partner the way we used to. You do have to get that kit. So the other part of that question was about subscribe to save. This is a absolute no-brainer for me. Subscribe to save is the best way for anybody to order. Now in the US, you do not have to purchase a PSK or a premium starter kit to become a Young Living customer. You can get started with any product. And the great thing is you don't have to pay for that product with retail pricing. You can just put it on a subscribe to save order and automatically save 24%. So that's a big change over the way it used to be, where you were paying for like $160 starter kit in order to get your 24% discount. That's no longer a requirement. So subscribe to save is a genius program from Young Living. The fact that after 3 months, you're already earning back 20% is huge. When I first got started, we had to wait a full year, or maybe it was 2 years. We had to wait a really long time before it jumped up to 20%. And now people can earn 20% on their 4th month of subscription. So that is fantastic. It's a great way for people to be budget conscious, to earn back that money and those points and redeem them for free stuff. So I do like to explain that to them. I try not to go into too much detail. I think you'll probably see a theme with me. I don't want to overwhelm people with the details. I don't want to be overwhelmed with them myself. And I don't want to be like, hey, it's really simple to get started with Young Living. Do you have an hour and a half for me to explain all the details of all the things that you need to know? Nobody's got time for that. I want to send them a link. I want to tell them, hey, if you put it in a subscription order, just like with Amazon, you're going to save some extra money. You're going to get some points back. So I like to just give them the facts up front. I don't push it on them, but I do tell them, hey, I've been doing monthly orders for the past 8 years. I do not miss a month. It's the most incredible thing. It helps keep me on track, on budget. It's easy. It's fun. It's great. You should do it. And then let them make their choice. Okay, question, Allison, about the 10% off. New members, yes, new members can use those 10% off coupons till the end of the month. They can be used on anything. These last promo codes that they gave us were really just open-ended for new members. They're fantastic. They just put them in the promo code at the end of the checkout process and they save an extra 10%. So if you have those, definitely share them. If you have team members that earned them, make sure that they're sharing them as well. It's a great way, it's 10%, which is not huge, but it's psychological. I think we all see something for 10% off. We got to get that. Like, never mind the fact that they're already saving 24% on retail. They're getting great discounts, with the spring sale, everything was discounted. It's sometimes that extra 10% that pushes people over the edge to just pull the trigger and get something done. So that's a great thing for us to be sharing right now. If you did not get your email with your code, if that's missing or it landed in your junk mail, like I had a couple land in junk mail, and then they got automatically deleted after 30 days because I don't need to keep my junk mail that long. I did call into leadership and into customer service, and they were able to look that code up and give it to me again. So yeah, definitely call in on that. So our time is coming to an end. I think, though, that before we end, we actually do need to do a quick recap, Cynthia, in Spanish for any of our Spanish speakers who are going to be watching the replay. So thank you to everybody for joining in. If you're not a Spanish speaker and you don't want to hang around for the translation, that's totally fine. We will say good night to you and thank you so much for being here. Or if you want to stay on and listen to Cynthia's beautiful voice as she translates the highlights into Spanish, you're welcome to do that as well. So I'm really grateful that you're here, Cynthia, to do that, because we really do have so many Spanish speakers, so many Mexicans on our team, and you guys are amazing rock stars. And I want to make sure that they are able to get all the information that we shared tonight too. So take it away, Cynthia, with the highlights.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Erika. Well, pues gracias por estar aquí. Yo soy Cynthia, les hablo aquí desde México, desde Mérida, y estamos en esta clase, en esta reunión, en esta llamada. Estamos hablando y compartiendo acerca de lo maravilloso y lo increíble que es compartir acerca de los beneficios de nuestros aceites, de nuestros productos, y la manera tan maravillosa que es el poder recibir en nuestro bienestar, en la gente que está cerca de nosotros, los beneficios de usar nuestros productos que tanto amamos de Young Living. Es una manera muy natural, muy espontánea, en la que mucha gente puede ser impactada y nosotros podamos compartir y contagiar a otros con esta bendición y esta maravilla que hemos recibido al usar nuestros aceites. Puede ser en una situación muy cotidiana, que realmente es algo que usamos todos los días, mientras estamos en casa, mientras estamos en la escuela, en el camino, en el coche. Y es una manera tan sencilla de compartir y de permitir que otros puedan encontrar una opción saludable para cuidar su salud. No es una cuestión de buscar vender, de buscar empujar y presionar a la gente, sino más bien de compartir un estilo de bienestar. El hecho de usar nuestros aceites, de amarlos, de conocerlos, de fundir, de aplicarlos en nuestro diario de vivir, nos va a permitir compartir de nuestra propia experiencia, de nuestro propio testimonio, de lo que nos ha servido, lo que nos ha funcionado, lo que nos ha ayudado, y eso trae un impacto en la vida de otras personas. Mucha gente simplemente con el olernos o ver qué estamos usando, qué estamos tomando, qué nos pusimos, pregunta y quiere saber, es el caso de que lo que estamos platicando, qué es lo que nos ha sucedido, que mucha gente de vernos a nosotros nos ha preguntado, ¿qué usaste? ¿Qué hiciste? Yo quiero. Y es una gran oportunidad de poder compartir con otros y la gente se anima a comprar su kit de inicio. Entonces, y a su vez, les acompañamos, les ayudamos, les damos herramientas, los guiamos en este camino para que puedan utilizar sus aceites, para que puedan implementarlos en sus casas, en sus hogares y con sus familias. Y de la misma manera, esto se contagia y otros también pueden recibir de ese beneficio. Y qué maravilla cuando, sin saberlo, recibimos una comisión, recibimos Young Living nos compensa con un dinerito, con una compensación que bien nos ayuda para nuestra siguiente compra el siguiente mes. Es un camino de bienestar, es un camino de propósito y de abundancia que cambia y transforma vidas y de la familia que está cerca de nosotros. Entonces, ¿qué tenemos que hacer? Compartir. ¿Qué tenemos que hacer? Usar nuestros aceites, usar nuestros productos, usarlos mientras estamos en nuestras casas, en donde nos movamos. No tenemos que estar preocupados por o afanarnos o angustiarnos por querer hacer un negocio, sino que compartir dando testimonio de lo que a nosotros nos ha transformado y lo que nosotros hemos recibido. Entonces, es una manera muy sencilla, muy práctica, es muy accesible y es fluida, de una manera espontánea, la manera en la que la gente puede llegar a conocer los beneficios de nuestros aceites y compartamos, hablemos, digamos, invitemos a otros. Y estoy segura que como nosotros lo hemos hecho y como nosotros hemos recibido ese beneficio, otros también se van a enamorar de nuestros aceites y de este estilo de vida tan maravilloso que Young Living nos ha dado con sus aceites, en el cuidado de nuestra casa, de nuestros niños, al difundir. Entonces, esta es una súper oportunidad y estamos hablando del rango de estrella. El rango de estrella es muy sencillo, es un crecimiento muy sencillo en nuestra organización, donde tú puedes compartir a 3, 4, 5 personas y puedes lograr tener una estructura sustentable para crecer y establecer un negocio sólido. Si tú quieres conocer más de este programa, si quieres saber qué hacer, es muy sencillo, simplemente puedes acercarte con la persona, con tu líder, con la persona que te invitó, pero nuestro consejo, nuestra sugerencia es usa tus aceites, usa tus productos y comparte, da testimonio de tu experiencia. No tienes que tener una estructura muy profesional, simplemente dar testimonio de lo que a ti te ha funcionado, de lo que a ti te ha servido, de la experiencia que tú has tenido desde que abriste tu primer aceite, desde que utilizaste tu difusor, desde que aplicaste algún aceite en tu cuerpo o tomaste en alguna bebida. Eso es lo que va a ser importante y clave para que otros puedan conocer de los beneficios de los aceites. Entonces, es una gran oportunidad. Es una gran opción de negocio, de construir, de levantar, de compartir con otros, no solamente de cambiar su estilo de vida, sino también de establecer y crecer un gran negocio y una oportunidad de ingresos también que Young Living nos da. Entonces, pues esperamos que esta información haya sido útil, haya sido importante, haya sido de provecho. Hay mucha más información, pero realmente es tan sencillo compartir y a partir de ahí podemos nosotros impactar las vidas de otros, no solamente en bienestar, sino también como para construir nuestro negocio. Así que pues, well, as simple as that, to share and to share and impact other people's lives.
Muchas gracias, Cynthia. So I guess we will wrap up this evening. Thank you to everybody who stuck with us to the end. Thank you, Cynthia, for joining us, for translating for us. And thank you to everybody for building your businesses, for sharing wellness, for helping to change people's lives, and for never giving up. This is one of those businesses where the quitters never win. And the winners never quit. So the more we press in, the more we stay consistent, the more we keep sharing, there's only success and wellness and winning ahead for us. So thank you, everybody. Buenas noches.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches.
De nada. Adiós.
Bye bye.